Alright, everybody, welcome back into the lower bracket final. My name's Bahamut. On the left-hand side, it's Three-Legged Cat. On the right, it's going to be Vinland Raiders. This is a qualifying match. Winner of this qualifies for the playoff next weekend. Loser is going to be out of the Ravencourt Team League. As a reminder, or as I said previously, Three-Legged Cat was dropped down from the upper bracket, so this is their second attempt to qualify for the playoffs next weekend. And right now, the Guardians, the Gatekeepers, Vinland Raiders, have fought through the lower bracket since yesterday with some dominant series, and we'll see if they continue that motif. I know a lot of these players are excited to get done early today so they can go enjoy the finals of the Euro 2024. As I said earlier, I kind of wish I rescheduled our Mario Party today, but that's all right. It's whatever. I'll throw the tournament on my other monitor, and I'll just kind of lurk at it as the day progresses. But this is our final best of 5. We do have a long stream today because once we're done with this best of 5, we'll restart stream, and then we will be hanging out until Tatsuki, Big Scary Duck, and Ninja are ready to go for Mario Party, and then we'll be playing Mario Party with them. We'll have some beverages. We'll have a good time. I will probably scream about something stupid, as I always do. Blaze will be the first pick on the right-hand side. We have a Li Ming, Maev banned away, so target bans from that previous series, as Three-Legged Cat was able to watch and get a bit of research on their enemies. Lucio, Chen were banned away on the right. Brightwing, Sylvanas on the left-hand side are going to be your first 2 picks. As a reminder, this is a standard Heroes of Storm tournament. No draft shenanigans, no weirdness. Speaking of tournaments, I have a little bingo event with some lovely, lovely outhousers on the 28th of July. The Bahamut Splish Bash / Summer Bash Bingo Extravaganza. Splish Splash Summer Bash Bingo Extravaganza will be on the 28th, and that'll be around noon my time. So I'll make some, I'll build some hype around it. But right now I didn't want to take away from Ravencourt too much, as their tournament is kind of getting towards the apex, the crux, which is playoffs next weekend. Blaze, Diablo, Chromie on the right hand side. Maybe an Anduin ban. Get rid of his lockdown potential. Chastise is a good way to amplify Diablo and Blaze dive, and Chromie can then play off of that. Garrosh immediately removed. Don't want to deal with him into the Diablo. Very respectable ban. Left side, Brightwing, Sylvanas. What do we want to round out this draft with, or at least continue this draft with? Main tank, it's Battlefield. I love the idea of a Muradin. Stormbolt, if you can time it right, is good into Diablo Blaze. A Nubrak is not bad either. You can go into Nerubian Armor level 1. Give yourself that extra spell armor. Brightwing's got spell armor as well, but that means that she can use the Pixie Dust on other targets rather than you. It's okay, though. Muradin does also have armor when he dwarf tosses for a very short duration. You've got Yrel coming in. I wonder if she goes into Aegis of Light level 4. We have seen a couple Yrels taking this. That does provide armor to allies you land around for 40 armor for 5 seconds. The cooldown, by the way, on Avenging Wrath is 6 seconds. Very low cooldown, so spammable, especially with that level 7 Holy Renewal. That sounds right, but no, that's not right. Holy Renewal is a Johanna talent at 16. That's the Shield Glare giving you health. But a Malfurion Thrall round out this draft. I mean, a lot of CC, burst potential's high. Immortal Race isn't the fastest, but as I've said in the past, if you just kill the enemy team, you got all the time in the world. Well, Death Timer all the time in the world to be able to take down the Immortal. Last pick on the left-hand side. I'd like to see something else with the Sylvanas. I'd like to see a Mage for some burst ability. Something with some CC potential, like Jaina would be nice. Junkrat works. He kind of flexes between spell damage as well as some auto damage. So pretty decent draft on both sides. Funny enough, Hanzo and Genji were not banned away, and neither of them were picked. That actually boggles the mind. I also kind of feel like this last pick Thrall could have been a Tracer, realistically. But either way, let's get into it. God, the snipe from Ashmantle. You know, Ashmantle, need to be saving a bit of money, but I love you very much, and you're always here. You're always so helpful. So thank you, Ash Mantle.
One down.
Thanks, Ash Mantle, as always. Thanks for being a good bud. Thanks for always being here. Bahamut Gaming, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub. We have Captain Rex on the left-hand side, Three-Legged Cat playing Brightwing, Mopsio on the Muradin, Drac and Junkrat. Drac will be playing Sylvanas, Junkrat played by High Wraith. I like this little game they have going on. And Metalord just doing circles on their own will be playing Yrel. On the right side of the map, as I mentioned, they fought through the lower bracket. They're here in this lower bracket final, trying to punch their ticket to the playoffs next weekend. Sven for Vinland Raiders will be playing Blaze. We have a Diablo, Skog, Ultralisk, Thrall, Death Knight on Malfurion, and all the way alone in the bottom lane, we have a Nanochrome. Thank you, Bahamut. Thank you, Ash Mantle. I do my best to help out those that help out the stream, so thanks for being awesome, and thanks for being here. Alright, so what do we have going on currently? Deep breathing for the Chromie. Jet propulsion from Blaze goes in as the Shadow Charge from Diablo pushes the Sylvanas further away, but the members of Vinland Raiders, they're coming in aggressive. They're coming in hungry, and they're going to chomp through Sylvanas' health bar. Also, I like that we got the Predator alert. I set the Predator alert to be one of the lower chances. So, not only did we snipe a good viewer, but we also got a great alert with it as well. I just love that. It's such a simple alert. It was so funny when I was watching Predator. I was like, oh yeah, easy. All right, so here we go. Back into all of this. We have a Horror Anomaly for Chromie already. We'll see what Yrel goes into. She is a Dauntless level 1. Sven gets the dismount. Righteous Hammer to respond. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, 4v4 around this camp. Shadow Charge from Diablo into Mopsio as he tries to Dwarf Toss away, but it looks like the Impaler's got the hit onto him. Thrall goes down to the Brightwing, so still trades early on. Chromie does see the Yrel in this bush. She's going to get hit with a Time Trap, Root, and a Steel Trap. Just all the CC onto Yrel just to slow her down. As this top lane wave, I do believe Yrel and Sylvanas will be able to grab this. Maybe we see a fight over this top lane camp as well. Oh, big gambles already coming through. You like to see it. Alright, Sylvanas and Yrel up here. Thrall is going to rotate in. Muradin coming in as well. It's going to be a 3v2 favoring the side of Three-Legged Cat, as Muradin's actually going to look for the flank into this. He gets hit by the Jet Propulsion from Blaze trying to disengage. 3-2 in kills. What an absolute bloodbath early on in Battlefield of Eternity right now. There's that Aegis of Light, as I was mentioning, the 40 armor for 5 seconds for the allies when the Avenging Wrath does land near them. We'll see if she goes into that upgrade at level 7. We have been seeing some Yrels take that cooldown reduction when you hit an enemy hero with a full charge of your Avenging Wrath that goes to a 1-second cooldown. Obviously, you're not a... I mean, well, if you have a brawly team fight, your allies might be around, so you can get the cooldown reduction on an enemy hero and then get the armor to the allies around. But Divine Steed has often been the pickup. Concussion Mine from Junkrat activated right there. A lot of damage onto Muradin. He's trying to back away, trying to avoid the Immortal Stun, and will be able to do so. Jet Propulsion from Blaze rounds the corner. Thrall with a Chain Lightning. Mopsio very low is picked off. 3-3 in kills. 3 minutes and 32 seconds in. 23 seconds in. Oh my god, I was at 3-2-3. Sylvanas. That was a weird interaction with that Jet Propulsion and the Haunting Wave activation on that teleport. And right now, Thrall, Chromie, they're working through this Immortal slowly. Brightwing and Yrel on the top side of this. But the Immortals will move over to the left and right. First objective phase is standardized on this map. Diablo soaking a bit in top. Blaze doing a bit in bottom. Neither side grab Fallen Shamans. There's been more priority into team fighting. Also, the top lane and bottom lane camps did delay things out a little bit. Thrall, Frostwolf Pack level 4 is already done. 4 minutes in. Nicely done from him. He's about to hit level 7 and can just spam those Frostwolves now. Oh, Sylvanas is chasing Sven, but he's got the towers around. Black arrows are available, but she won't activate to chase him further down. Or chase further on to said Blaze. Murden Dwarf tossing in. Thunderclap on the ground. Concussion Mine splits the Diablo, who was polymorphed into a crab. Phase shift from Brightwing. Haunting Wave away for Sylvanas. Gets that Brightwing into a safer position. And it does look like this is going to be the first Immortal over to the side of Vinland Raiders. Yrel is going to be going into Divine Steed level 7. Got the Festering Wounds on your Sylvanas. Mobius Loop on the Chromie. She already had that talent. Good route to follow up Diablo's Overpower. Avenging Wrath in from Yrel with that 40 armor from Muradin. Wasn't even needed. Chromie's shot went wide. Muradin's able to tap well. Keep in mind, he does have third wind, so his healing threshold is higher and faster, so he's going to be back to full because of the well tap and that level 1. Diablo with Malevolence, level 7. Did go into that Sacrificial Soul, level 4, for that Shadow Charge slam into the wall, giving 10 souls. But at full souls, when he lands that collision, he gets 40 armor. Assuming he'll go Devastating Charge to the armor reduction onto the enemies, synergistic with that level 4. And it looks like the fort front gate does go down. Immortal cleared away. Bottom lane, Blaze was pushing up a wave, but Muradin's here to soak things up. Let's cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what the damage healing experience looks like here in map number 1 in the lower bracket final. Little poke from Thrall onto the camp. Might have discovered Muradin there for a moment, but either way, camps will be traded in the top and bottom. Temporal Loop was already picked up by the Chromie. We're waiting another level for these 10s to come through for everyone else and see what we're going to get. Uh-oh, wait, hold on. Diablo caught by a Stormbolt here. Thrall is going to try and rotate in and help. Concussion Mine splits the Diablo. That should be Souls Consumed. He will land the Shadow Charge. Gets that 40 armor, but the sustained damage from Sylvanas is enough. And Diablo's souls will be expended. He is respawning back at the Hall of Storms. Unfortunate for Skog right there getting caught out. Speaking of people getting caught out, Sven getting run down by Drac over here in the bottom lane. Muradin, Dwarf tosses in, lands the Stormbolt, the slow from the Oil Slick, but the body blocks are good. The Jet Propulsion denied by Muradin's body blocking, and Diablo, he's now in this corridor, and he doesn't have souls. This is really awkward. Skog is going to have the dieback. And that does jump the level 10s a little bit faster, but actually both teams are going to be hitting level 10s. Chromie pushing up the wave onto the top lane fort. Time traps are going to eat some of these tower shots, but either way, let's take a look at our heroics at the top of the screen. Blink, Heal, Ardent Defender, Avatar, Riptire, and Wailing Arrow on the opposing side. Apocalypse, Sundering. Could be a little anti-synergistic. Got to make sure they communicate on that one. Bunker for Blaze, Tranquility, and we already mentioned it, the Temporal Loop. Polymorph onto Ultralisk. Muradin doesn't land the Stormbolt. Blaze discovered, I think, over on the top side of all of this. A Riptire from Junkrat gets the explosion early, but Sven threatened that. Mopsio had the Avatar activated, getting really low, waiting for that trait to kick in here. As I mentioned earlier, third wind. Look at that. Muradin health bar is going to be skyrocketing back to about 60-some%. And he'll actually tap well back to full. So it is 60%, actually. I think baseline is 40%. Double check that in a moment here as we do have a fight breaking out. Sylvanas diving in. Decent damage. Time trap onto her. Apocalypse from Diablo. Drac is going to be stunned out and bursted down. Good Shadow Charge in from Diablo. Picks up a couple souls from landing that collision as he is still, he's still building this up at 49. But Muradin, the overpower of the Stormbolt. Muradin finds the counter kill. It's 1-for-1. Tranquility activated by the Malfurion as Chromie activates Temporal Loop, and I think that's more or less to zone the Muradin back. Brightwing will be picked off by Chromie splash damage, or sort of artillery, if you will. Oh, wow, we have a very close gamble. I didn't realize someone dropped a casual 10k at the end of that. Wow, nicely done, chat. Proud of you. Muradin looking for the Stormbolt, can't land it onto Chromie. Blaze being split to the lower side of the lane. Alright, bit of a lull in the game currently. 7-5 in kills. No talent tier advantage to either side. Just about level 12 on both sides. Looks like we'll have Fallen Shaman's grab for both sides of the map. Is my music on? No, it is. Just didn't hear it for a little bit there. It must be like a really quiet part of the song. There it is. I can hear it a little bit in the background now. There we go. Alright, so, I mean, it kind of seems like it's just camps being grabbed, waves to be pushed up. Looking for that 13 talent here as the Immortals are on defensive sides. But that Immortal health on the left-hand side is down by about 12,000. That math is completely wrong. Don't. I did the math backwards. Well, it's about a 10k difference right now. As more poke goes on to the left side Immortal here. Still looking for 13 talent here. Brightwing and top lane clearing out the camp. Thrall and friends are pushing up bottom. And seeing Brightwing Sylvanas up there, it's kind of the green light, but Yrel jumps in. Concussion Mine onto Diablo. Temporal Loop activates the Ardent Defender. Diablo fills her health bar back to full. It's going to be dropped down to pretty much where it was right before the Ardent Defender activated. Sundering from Thrall, the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. Haunting Wave not reactivated by Sylvanas. She was maybe looking to dive onto Death Knight. Diablo comes in with a Shadow Charge, 61 souls for him. Murden able to get the Dwarf Toss away. The Blink Heal from Brightwing bolstering his health by about 300. Fallen or Impaler camp in bottom lane is going to be pushing up onto the fort. And it looks like this is going to be the Immortal phase gained by Vinland Raiders. Yrel jumps in with the Avenging Wrath. Hold on, Sko getting low here. Murden, does he have a Stormbolt? Doesn't even need it. Yrel gets the kill. Sven, he's like, maybe I can just get the Immortal really quickly. Sven will get the Immortal, but this is going to be an absolute haphazard moment for the side of Vinland Raiders. That's a rough go right there. I mean, yeah, they do get the Immortal, that's nice and everything, but losing 10-5 in kills, you just gave a chunk of experience over to the enemy. Yrel does go into the Repentance at level 13. Increase Avenging Wrath slow by 25%. We did this math before, but I forget. I think it moves it to 75%? Yeah, moves it to 75%, because the baseline is 50. Also, I wanted to check really quickly, Murden baseline threshold is 40%, so it does increase that by 20 as well with that level 1 third wind. So bottom lane fort does go down. They sacrifice 3 members for this Immortal and this gain of siege, or this siege gain. Alright, some more poke over here. Sylvanas steals a couple minions to push up into bottom. Brightwing should have phase shift off of cooldown, and she does. It doesn't look like that's going to be the call. I think the call is actually to push on the top lane fort. A level difference, a 5 kill difference, 10-5, 15-14, and right now, Three-Legged Cat, they're behind. But it seems like they're building momentum in this mid to late game. Yrel with a Righteous Hammer, delays out Diablo, he Shadow Charges in, doesn't have full souls, only at 76 currently. Murden activates the Avatar, Concussion Mine from Junkrat, doesn't get the displacement he's hoping for. High Wraith activates the Riptide, the Sundering from Thrall is going to come out a little bit too late. We do have the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas onto 3. Thrall lands a good root with the Feral Wolf, but... Feral Wolf, I always forget. Feral Spirit. But no kills. Lot of utility burn, though, on the side of Three-Legged Cat. They used Ardent Defender, Avatar, Riptire, Wailing Arrow, probably a couple Blink Heals, but the cooldown on that's pretty low for those charges. It's like a 9-second cooldown, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of Lucio High 5. I think that's 20 seconds. Actually, is that? That seems way too high. Anyways. Level 16-15, Talontier advantage. Spread volley for the Junkrat. You got that Templar's Verdict, Critterize, Will the Forsaken, as well as the Dwarf Launch for Muradin. Does get cooldown reduction by 2 seconds, landing on enemy heroes' heads. Diablo souls are full. Immortals will be on defensive or on race potential sides. Looks like Sylvanas moves to the left-hand side. She starts burning down the Immortal as quickly as she possibly can. The rest of the team trying to defend around their own Immortal, or around this blue Immortal. Looks like Sylvanas is actually going to join into the team fight. Muradin lands a Stormbolt. Temporal Loop on the Mopsio as well. Tranquility from Malfurion will activate. Currently have Sven dropping Bunker on the north side of this. Sundering from Thrall locks Muradin against the wall. And that will be a kill for Vinland Raiders. That pushes them closer to level 16. More poke onto this Immortal. Wait a minute. Yrel goes in. That Avenging Wrath extra slow with that Repentance. That's 75% slow. Held Ultralisk in place, or at least slowed him in place for a little bit, but he will not be picked off. Wraith poking with a few frag launcher grenades. Still have the Immortal in the first phase. Waves are crashing faster into the side of Three-Legged Cat since there's those periodic catapults that are going to assist in the siege. Jet Propulsion from Blaze doesn't connect, but Diablo's Shadow Charge does. Polymorphed, Wailing Arrow. Diablo a little bit low here. Temporal Loop does catch Urel, but she has the Ardent Defender in time. Another Shadow Charge from Diablo. Menelor is so very low, but the Blink Heals from Brightwing are just enough to keep that Urel healthy. Feral Spirit connects onto Junkrat, but he doesn't care much about that. Diablo gonna Hearth out for full, and he'll be uninterrupted. Immortal will move into the 50% mark here. Sylvanas getting a little bit more damage. It's about a 5k difference in HP. A little bit more than 5k. 5,084. Obviously, that's a lot different now because the Immortal race is going to be started out on the low side of this area. Diablo finishes out his devastating charge. Level 16 stackage. Level 13 stackage, excuse me. Sylvanas able to back away. North side Immortal being worked on here. Will there be a sneak down over to get that last 9,000? Doesn't look like it. Waves will be cleared away. Murden up in 25 seconds. Immortal will go into top lane. Top lane because it still has the keep front gate available. Bottom lane was already sieged earlier. Gonna get some bottom lane pressure as well with this Fallen Shaman. Quickly burned down. Blaze working on the right-hand side. Speaking of things being burned down. Sylvanas will Hearth out. Junkrat heading to top. Setting up defenses. Yo, Skulfy, what's up, bud? Hey, Trainwreck, good to see you as well. Alright. Urel set up in the bush for a potential flank onto the enemies here. Brightwing still in bottom lane. She'll have phase shift, I assume. Actually, Urel is going to immediately jump onto the Immortal and start working through that shielding. Diablo with a Shadow Charge onto Mopsio, splitting him from the allies. The Immortal still sieging, using that Dwarf launch to get closer to the subjective race. Brightwing back into top lane. Blaze pushing things up in bottom. Cleared out that Fallen Shaman camp that was previously summoned as this Immortal was spawning into top lane. Looks like it'll get a few attacks onto the keep, dropping it down to about 75% HP. And that'll be the end of this Immortal siege, but map number 1 looking good. Good and better for Vinland Raiders. Shadow Charge initiates this fight. Avatar activated by Muradin. Temporal Loop onto him as he Dwarf tosses in, lands the Thunderclap, forces Chromie to utilize her timeout, but the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas is going to be met by a Sundering of Thrall. Our defender doesn't get much HP as we do have High Rate taking down the Apocalypse, finds the stun onto Brightwing. This might be the beginning of the end if the members of Vinland Raiders can find another kill. That's a good time stop on a Brightwing. She's able to shift a Blink Heal over to that minion, but a Catapult and a Minion Wave is here. Diablo once again reinitiating onto Muradin, gets the Shadow Charge Overpower into Shadow Charge, Slam Jam, and Muradin will be taken down. Blaze getting that last little bit of damage. Brightwing Sylvanas for the defense at the core here in this first map in the lower bracket final, and Vinland Raiders, they have climbed back into this. They were behind on kills, but the Diablo initiation from Skog is so very good. Sven's Blaze follow-up CC is awesome, and Ultralisk on this Thrall is really showcasing some wonderful War Chief action. So that is a dead Sylvanas. Brightwing is not going to be taken down. This core will fall. 18 minutes and 14 seconds in, 11 to 10 in kills. GG well played, Vinland Raiders. Welcome back, everybody. Excuse me. We have our map number 2 on the way. Infernal Shrines. We're keeping the Diablo motif going here in this best of 5 lower bracket final. And the members of Vinland Raiders took a really, really good map number 1. I wouldn't say dominant because we had some strong showings from Three-Legged Cat, and I definitely feel that Three-Legged Cat were kind of warming up in that map number 1. They had a wobbly start. Their mid to late game was starting to really come through, and then their late game kind of fell apart. So We'll see if Vinland Raiders will continue their dominance in their games, because Vinland Raiders have been running through the bottom bracket. And granted, the other thing to note too, Vinland Raiders are just coming off of a victory in the lower bracket semifinal, which was a nice bolster in mentals, but also it was a great warm-up as well. So those are things to consider here. As we get into our ban phase, we have Three-Legged Cat already getting rid of a Hogger. Vinland Raiders will remove the Lucio Leorc. Obviously, Leorc is being banned away because they're going to draft a Cho'Gall. That's the only reason you'd ban a Leorc. Not that he's really good on Infernal Shrines or anything like that. No, it's because, percent-based damage. Oh, is this going to be a Maiev ban? Ultralisk had an insanely good showing in a couple previous series with Maiev. It's going to be Mephisto, a different M. Okay. All right, first pick Blaze. What are we going to get here on the left-hand side? I don't hate a Diablo pickup. Really good team fighting. Lightning Breath is pretty good. Apocalypse is a great pickup as well, or heroic utility. Could just go Brightwing Diablo to start things out. Just get yourself a great healer and a... Okay, so they want the Maiev. I was wondering if this was going to be popped up, or was wondering if this would pop up. God dang. Johanna will be grabbed with that as well. Fantastic for Infernal Shrines with the Condemn. Good rotations. They just need some wave clear on top of all of this. Chromie could be a priority still. She's been a priority for both of these teams early on in the draft, so we could see something like another... We could see another Diablo realistically, and a Chromie picked up with that. I mean, it's not a... if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so they'll still take the Diablo, but they want the Brightwing here. Now... there's a couple things to consider against Brightwing. You can go, alright, so you can pick up heroes that have abilities to stun, so you can cancel out the phase shift. There's a menagerie of heroes or healers that you could go into for healing debuff. Ana, Rhaegar, Deckard Cain. Johanna also has a healing debuff at level 7. I hope she does go into Sins Exposed. It'd be a good way to deny some of that Brightwing phase shift healing. Now, I mentioned Ana because nano-boosted, like, Chromie could be a possibility for this map. That is something we have seen in the past. Nano-boosted Maiev actually wouldn't be too bad with Fan of Knives. Oh my god. What's up, Darth? How you doing, bud? Lot of solo lane bans, but you do bring up a good point with the Dahaka. I don't hate the idea of a Dahaka on this map. A lot of bushes to be able to get enhanced agility value. Even if you go tissue regeneration, there's still a ton of bushes to be able to tap and get your speed boost. Now, granted, the baseline movement speed buff is only for 2 seconds, and if you go enhanced agility, that moves it to 5, if I remember correctly. What's up, Freaky? Good to see you. Bunch of cuties in chat today.
Every death comes on.
It's going to be another Yrel. Okay, so they're not going to be leaning into a global yet. Falstead still... No, Falstead won't be a pickup. They need a healer as the last pick. Yo, what's up, Bag? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by the stream. Woke up late, upset tummy. Oh, dude, I had a bad stomach this morning too, man. I'm so nauseous today. I didn't drink a ton yesterday either. Like, I went out, I called bingo. I had like 4 beers at the bar while I called bingo for like 2 hours, and then I came back home and I made pancakes for dinner because I was fighting every urge to order Taco Bell yesterday because it just sounded so freaking good, but I was like, I need to save money. I need to save some money. So I made pancakes for dinner last night. That was good. And I went to bed early, obviously, because we have to get up for casting. There's the Falstead, though, on the right-hand side. Double global. Junkrat picked up with that as well. Last pick, gonna need a healer. Don't know what they want to lean into, but it kind of feels like Three-Legged Cat have kind of drafted themselves into a corner a bit. Oh no, I don't really like their draft a ton. I mean, there's some decent damage. Mobility is good. Control is alright. I'm just Bison.
Getting close to 3 years.
Holy heck, Freaky, thank you for the tier 1 for 34 months. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pizza got me. Oh, dude, eating too much pizza. Yep. It'll get you. Either the sauce or the cheese. There's one place up here that the dough gets me, actually. Their pizza dough. There's something about it that the next day I have some... What's the word for it? I have some intestinal distress. Left side of the map, three-legged cat down in this best of 5 series in the lower bracket final. As a reminder, the winner of the series will be going to the playoffs next weekend. Loser, that's it, they're done. Little fart noise and they're done. Captain Rex will be playing Malfuri and Menelor on your Yrel. High Wraith playing Maiev. Mopsio, Johanna, and Drac will be playing the Hanzo. Right side of the map, we're taking a peek at Vinland Raiders. Up in this best of 5, we have an Ultralisk Falstad, Sven Blaze, Skog Diablo, Nano Junkrat, and Death Knight on the Brightwing. One more item or so to add to the box, and I'll be ready for mailing. Oh, Kel, awesome! I actually thought of you this morning because I watched the. I talked about this recently. I don't know if you were here for it, but I binged through the newest season of the Barbecue Showdown on Netflix because I love cooking show stuff and I love barbecue as well because I'm not the best at it, so it's cool to like look and get ideas. And I was like, man, I really want to make some brisket or ribs soon. And then I was thinking, man, if I made ribs, I've got that barbecue sauce on the way or something. So yeah, I think once that arrives to my P.O. box, I think I'm gonna be making some ribs soon. Set like 15 bucks aside, get some ribs, maybe get some mac and cheese with it as well. Man, ribs and mac and cheese just, they go hand in hand, man. Actually, mac and cheese and barbecue in general. A little bit of a fight here to break out in the beginning of this map. By the way, as Ash Mantle has so generously reminded you, we do have a gamble going on right now. This is map number 2. Vinland Raiders want this to be a quick 3-0 series. They did joke about how the Euro 2024 finals are going to be happening in roughly 3 hours, so they're like, we got to finish this up before noon. And in my opinion, they can still go to a map 5 and it's still going to have tons of time. Even if this goes to a map 5, they got tons of time. I want to cook in the trench, dude. That brisket episode, oh man, I was sitting there just watering, like my mouth was watering. It was, oh God, brisket is so delicious. I think three-legged can win on crowd control and team fights, but Vinland Raiders just flat out has burst. Yeah, I agree. It's auto-attack Falstad, so it's good sustained damage as well, but the shield glares from Johanna will deny some of that value. Here comes an Avenging Wrath, Umbral Bind, good control, and Diablo goes down. First blood over to the side of a three-legged cat. Pin down Maiev. Avenging Wrath upgrade for Aegis of Light again. So little sprays between Death Knight and Menelor. Falstad is going to rotate up here. He's going to get a couple autos into Yrel, but she's got Dauntless, which is physical armor, and that will deny. No honor in the 1v1! No honor. Yeah, Yrel versus Brightwing. Yeah, real honorable 1v1 right there, huh? Mortar Punisher, first one of the game. Righteous Hammer pushes around Falstad right now. Ultralisk getting a few more autos into the fort front gate, getting that a little bit low. We got 1,000 to 2,400 in our Twitch prediction. We got the blow 'em up, or the boom pow, sorry, for Junkrat. I keep mixing this up. Blow 'em up is the level 1, and he actually did take it. Hitting an enemy here with Concussion Mine or Steel Trap causes Junkrat's causes Junkrat to deal 25% more damage with basic attacks and abilities for 6 seconds. Man, we're struggling today, chat. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Okay, so either way, we're getting close to the first Punisher for the side of three-legged cat. 21 out of 40 skeletal defenders, 5 and rising for Vinland Raiders. A little bit low on that side. Falstad, Yrel are going to be dealing with the... Actually, Yrel goes to the top lane to soak up the wave. Falstad is up here trying to push this in. Yrel is forced to tap well. Maybe a fight breaks out around the objective area. Soothing Mist on the right side of the wall to allow Skog to back away. 30 out of 40 skeletal defenders, but as I mentioned, Vinland Raiders, they're rocketing up in that count as well. They got 25, actually 29. It's about to be a 30 to 30 game, but let's see what happens here. Falstad floating on over. We have 7 to 7 in our levels. Johanna did go for that Sin's exposed level 7 for the healing reduction. Mortar Punisher picked up by the side of Three-Legged Cat. And Yrel, she sacrifices some HP of the fort to jump in with the allies. Mopsio will rotate down to bottom to soak up things here. So a 1-3-1 split with the Punisher pushing mid. Skog is going to Shadow Charge back into the enemies. A lot of damage onto Captain Rex, who is going to get picked off here since Johanna and Yrel are split in these other lanes. There's no tank, and Diablo licking his lips saying that's a delicious-looking Malfurion and does get the kill. Yo, what's up, Blast? How you doing, bud? Oh, that's a very full cup of tea. I, for some reason, thought I threw away the tea bag. Let's see if I can get that out while we get these camps here. Righty. Yrel on top lane. Polymorph from Brightwing as she's still in the bush. Yrel looks to back away. Phase shift from Brightwing over into mid lane onto Junkrat, bolstering his HP as we do have a concussion mine, forcing Hanzo to use his natural agility to cleanse from Malfurion, but the Nature's Cure is not enough. Junkrat blows up the Hanzo, and a flight from Falstead yields the kill in bottom lane. Vinland Raiders, they want this 3-0. How is your sausage? Sorry, just out of context, if you don't know I cook sausages on stream this week, that does sound like a very weird question. I actually finished the last sausage last night before I went out and did bingo. Oh, it was delicious though, man. The sausages were absolutely fantastic. Apocalypse from Diablo activates. Hanzo's gonna be locked down in place, but no kill onto the Archer here as the Dragon's Arrow goes right through Death Knight, because EU arrows never miss. Sven gets the bunker out. Fan and Knife reset for Maiev, but Hyrith is controlled by this Diablo with that overpower, and Sven will not be picked off. But yeah, the sausages came out absolutely amazing. The bummer about it is I won't be able to have any more for a while. My family won't be visiting. They're actually going to be going to France this fall. Usually they come to visit in the fall, but I guess they chose to go to Europe. Nice Yrel kill onto Diablo, forces out the souls. And then I won't be traveling back to Michigan until October, November. I'm considering changing my trip to Michigan to like mid-October rather than early November. A little bit warmer, and I also won't be around election time, because right now my flight is on November 6th. And if you don't know, Election Day in the United States is the 4th, or 5th, sorry. So, might be nicer to travel before election time than after it. Ardent Defender forced out by Yrel. Gus from Falstad doesn't push this Yrel into the objective pocket, or area. Let's pull away the Townseer really quickly. Bunker comes down from Blaze. Condemn pulls Sven back in, and a third kill goes over to the side of Three-Legged Cat. Okay, so with the kill onto Blaze, this looks like it's objective phase over to the side of Three-Legged Cat. Oh, apologies. Apocalypse from Diablo. Sorry, I did blow my nose. The allergies are awful this morning. We had a bunch of rain yesterday, and I had a 5-minute sneezing fit yesterday because the rain moved all the pine pollen around a bit. And I was outside for a little bit, having a beer on the front porch while it was raining, because, oh, that's so nice. We haven't had rain all summer yet, so it was really, really good to wash all the pine pollen off, but definitely hit me pretty hard for a moment there. Where, or what are they visiting in France? So they're going to be flying into Paris, and they're going to be doing Paris for a couple days. That's a kill onto Hanzo here. The Arcane Punisher does go over to the side of Three-Legged Cat, but they lose their Hanzo. The fight continues. Malfurion, he's definitely dead. Wrong way in that fight. No, he got zoned by Diablo and crew. Containment just going out by Hyrith, but no connection onto the enemies as Mopsio soaks up mid lane. But they're going to fly into Paris sometime in September, I believe. So they're going after Olympic time. I believe it's sometime in September. they're going to be heading out there, and they'll do a couple days in Paris, and then I want to say they're doing a train down... I know they're going to Nice, but I think they're taking a train. I can't remember if they're taking a train or a flight, because my mom and I were talking about this, and she was like, a flight is faster, but, you know, you have to go through all the rigmarole, and I was like, trains are nice, and also, I have the same back issue as she does. And I was saying, like, the nice part about a train is if your back starts to hurt, you can just get up and walk around the train, and walking around an airplane, you're limited. So, either way, I don't know what they're exactly going to do, but they're staying in Paris for a couple days, and then they're going to Nice for most of the trip. Which, if my geography is correct, Nice is on the southeast side of France, and Paris is kind of, I wouldn't say central. I wouldn't say Paris is central to France. It's kind of like, it's in the center, but it's a bit more north. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We currently have top left camp being stolen away. And three-legged cat, I don't know, it's getting a little sketchy here. Falstad flies down to bottom. He's going to barrel roll for a better position. Sven currently harassing onto Captain Rex. Diablo gets hit with a containment disc. Train is pretty good. I mean, trains are pretty much amazing in Europe in general. Now, I understand that people complain because a train is like 3 minutes late, but go to Chicago and try and go utilize the transportation system in Chicago. Then you'll have something to really complain about. I remember once I was visiting a friend, and I was like, "When's the bus supposed to arrive?" And they were like 10 minutes ago. And I was like, "What are we supposed to do?" They're like, "Wait, nothing you can do." Like, I think we had a bus that was like 20 minutes late once, a train that was like 10 minutes late. So, you know? When I was in Germany, people were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it. The tram is a minute and a half late." It's like, oh my god, no! Oh. Well, 16's on both sides. A 3-kill difference favoring the members of Vinland Raiders. We're actually going to be pushing them up to level 17. About a level difference between these two teams. Concussion mine, that's really annoying. That is so annoying to deal with right there. Junkrat, you're kind of helping. You're kind of helping there, bud. Camp still grabbed. We have our, I believe this will be Frozen. Yeah, Frozen Punisher bottom lane. Urel goes to top. Death Knight and Ultralisk are pushing things up over here. Urel just gets a Righteous Hammer to push them around. Paris about 3-hour drive. If I were to go back to Europe anytime soon, I'd really want to go to Northern Europe. I haven't been there. By the way, one of my neighbors yesterday, who I had told I am not Irish, literally was saying things like, "Oh yeah, Chris, like..." He was like asking things about like Ireland to me yesterday, and I was like, "What, dude? I'm from Romania." He's like, "Oh, is that like Northern Europe?" And I was like, "Northern Europe is like Finland and stuff, man." He's like, "Oh, is that like Central Europe?" And I'm like, "Technically, no." Kinda yes, kinda no. I mean, it really depends on what map you're looking at. I've heard that Romania is in the region of the Balkans. Like, Central Europe is more so like Poland and Hungary and stuff like that. Ukraine. Nice big ol' arrow containment disc following up. The Punisher will go over to the side of Three-Legged Cat. As we have Hanzo traded for Diablo, unfortunately. Oh, dude, Americans and European geography is just comical to me. Especially Americans who, who buy radio emitters to figure out if there's 5G in their house. I have some very interesting neighbors. Some very interesting neighbors that I can only be around for so many minutes. Mopsio's definitely dead, unless the... No, oh, I thought the Punisher was going to create enough space. You're a ginger, Chris. You must be Irish. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. That's how that works. I've literally even talked to him and said, I have family back in Romania. He once even said to me, he's like, yeah, Romania, isn't that one of those countries where the government decides that your wage? And I was just like, huh? What? That's news to me. Well, maybe if you work for the government? Oh, it's just too, it's comical, dude. Oh boy. All right, well, this map is still just looking all Vinland Raiders right now. I mean, 20 talent tier, 8 to 4 in kills, a level advantage we have, invisible friends, extra oomph, Hellgate for Diablo. We actually have Epic Mount Falstad, 25-second cooldown for his flight. He also has a faster activation time and fortified bunker for the Blaze. I'm sorry, Hanzo goes down in bottom lane. I didn't even see that on the minimap. Apologies. Diablo reinitiates the fight. A jet propulsion from Blaze comes through as well. Riptire from Junkrat gets the reset. Extra oomph. Another reset. This one I don't think we'll get a reset. Only gonna hit the Johanna with that one. We currently have Mopsia with a whole lot of healing over time. Does go down. 10th kill over to the side of Vinland Raiders. He's full NA. Some people lack critical thinking skills, in my opinion. Concussion Mine for Nano, just getting to safety over here in bottom lane. 20 talent here about to roll through. Vigorous Vaulter picked up by Maiev. That's the level 20 auto pickup. Shadow Orb, Shadow Huntress. Or Shadow Orb Huntress, actually. We'll have the Lunar Shower, as well as the Blinded by the Light. Seraphim, as well as the Bullseye for Hanzo. And that's that Holy Renewal, level 16. 2 seconds, or 5 seconds, sorry, on this Johanna to spawn. Next objective, top lane, Mortar Punisher. Fort front gate's already taken down, but if this Punisher's won by the side of Vinland Raiders, they will be able to push towards core, and that might be the setup for a one map, for being one map away from punching the ticket to the playoffs next weekend. Man, I gotta say, three-legged cat, they gotta pull out all the stops. They gotta just absolutely decimate Vinland Raiders here. Fallen Shaman's gonna push up these catapults. The positioning is a little awkward right now, as we do have Hanzo and Malfurion. They were going to clear the top lane wave, but it seems like the priority is just team fighting. This is scary.
Blue team's core is under attack.
No one's back at core to defend. Core shielding is... Oh my god, that shielding is dropping so rapidly. Falstead's flying in! Falstead, Ultralisk, he's just ending. They just gotta stop the backs. Dragon's Arrow onto Junkrat. Riptire's on a 40-second cooldown. Falstead's just ending, though. At GG's. There's no way. There's no way. There's nothing they can do. GG's. Absolutely. All right, Vinland Raiders, one map away from heading into the playoffs next weekend. Man, I really want this series to go longer, personally. I'd like this series to be a bit longer. But, I don't know. I don't know, chat. We'll pay out the people and get set up for our third lobby. Could be the final lobby. As a reminder, we are streaming more after this, so we're not only doing the games today, so be sure to stick around as we'll have more content after, which could be the final map next. Also a reminder, be sure to subscribe on stream. If you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Prime Gaming here, like so many lovely people have already done so. If you'd like to push up our sub goal, we're 11 subs away from our sub goal today. Be much appreciated if we can hit that. And I'm going to go ahead and roll out some ads and get ready for map number 3. Hopefully it's not the final map in this series, but it could be. Welcome back, everybody, into what could be the final map in this best of 5 series for the lower bracket final here in Ravencore Team League Group B. Vinland Raiders. Vinland Raiders are one map away from entering into the playoffs next weekend on the 20th and 21st, yes. 20th and 21st we'll be having the playoffs. My disappointment is measurable. My disappointment is very measurable right now. Alright, well, first pick, Maev will go over to the left-hand side for a three-legged cat. Come on, dude! Come on! Why? 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 Just don't like to have fun over here on the right. Let me guess, it's a Blaze pick. Wow! Alright, well, Blaze Johanna will be grabbed on the right-hand side. Wow. Maev left. Maev for the members of Three-Legged Cat will be grabbed. What do we roll into with this? What's the secret sauce? I mean, this is the map to pull out all the stops and figure out how to regain control of this series. Maev, Hogger are grabbed with the Muradin as well. Both teams prioritizing healers as a ban. Sergeant Hammer actually could be a ban on the left-hand side now that I think about it. Sergeant Hammer has popped up here and there in our ban phasing, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's a consideration to getting rid of her, but like Anduin's up and available still. Lucio, Brightwing have already been banned away. Stukov's up. Rhaegar's not a bad pick, not a bad ban either, so get rid of him. Is there an Anduin ban? I mean, the members of Vinland Raiders do have first pick after this ban phase. They're gonna get rid of the Sergeant Hammer. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to have some fun. Bahamut just wanted to have some fun, but apparently no fun is allowed here. God dang it, Bobby.
It's a perfect day. Let the Inquisition commence.
Okay, Sally Thighmane will be picked up here with a Junkrat as well. Don't hate the poke and the poke potential from Junkrat here. Johanna also have Shield Glares. Yeah, Blaze Oil Slicks. Sven has played 6 games of Blaze in a row, roughly. Sven has played 6 games of Blaze in a row so far today. Yes, this is the 6th game in a row Sven has played Blaze. And we still just keep letting it through. Stukov Gul'dan. Okay, Gul'dan is nice with the Horrify for boss control. I like the Vinland, or I like the Three-Legged Cat draft here. I think it could work. Damage over time is really nice here. Poke potential's high. Good control with Muradin, Hogger, Maev. Stukov with Massive Shover, Flailing Swipes. Last pick on the right-hand side. Sylvanas was already banned away. Hanzo is up. Genji is up. Really depends if they want to. I think Hanzo or Genji would be nice way to round out this draft. Falstad was a consideration, but it seems like that'll be Genji. High mobility to get in the back line. Let's see what happens. Could be the final game. Let's get a nice big old Twitch prediction going for all of you. Hopefully it's not the final game of the day, but you know what? Momentum is looking pretty good for Vinland Raiders. Let's go ahead. We'll get that gamble going. Alterac Pass map. Alterac Pass map number 3. And our second best of 5 of the day. Thank you everyone for joining me. Be sure to drop a follow. It's a good way to get some free channel points to gamble away. As we head into Alterac, hopefully not the last map of the day, but the members of Vinland Raiders, they want it to be. Sven playing Blaze again. Nano on the Junkrat. Skog Johanna. Death Knight Whitemane. And Ultralisk on Genji. left side of the map, we have a Mopsio Muradin for three-legged cat looking to bring out the brooms and the reverse sweep potential. Minalore playing Hogger, Captain Rex on the Stukov, High Wraith playing Maev, and last but not least, Drac on Ghoulish Daniel. Stark is all in. Go, 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 go. Let's see a nice big gamble here. As I said, chat, could be the final game of the day, but we're not done streaming. We got a nice chunky stream for all of you today. I will be continuing after this. If this is the last map, we'll do some chill Heroes of the Storm. And then we have Mario Party coming up in about 2 hours. Nope, 3 hours. Mario Party in about 3 hours. Fell Flame poke onto a few enemies here. I have going in with a potential Umbral Bind. No, she isn't able to land anything. Johanna Iron Skin was active there. We do have Hogger and Blaze in the top lane. Hogger taking significant damage from Blaze early on. Looks like he'll be forced back. We currently have some rotations down into bottom. That was about 40,000 on the side of Vinland Raiders to win. Apologies, sorry, I didn't even see the Genji rotate into top lane, and neither did the Hogger. That's first blood over to the side of Vinland Raiders. Couple Phantom Knives go out. Muradin soaking up mid lane. And Junkrat starts working on this camp. Stukov Maev to work on Siege Camp. This is going to be nice as Memento level 4, so you have that bounce onto the units. Hogger heads to top lane with the help of Muradin. Stormbolt onto Blaze. Swift Strike out from Ultralisk. The body blocks are pretty good from Mopsio. As Drac, by the way, did go into Pursuit of Flame level 1 for that Fell Flame. So Rampant Hellfire later on is going to be pretty big of a pickup. Sven gonna Hearth out for full mana. Death Knight floating around in top lane as Stukov finishes out the camp. Maev already rotating down into bottom lane to make sure the experience is gonna be soaked up. Well, we got matching gambles, 50,000 to 50,000 and more on both sides. Concussion Mine pushes back Stukov in two of those gnolls. Gnolls. Jet Propulsion says hello to Muradin. Stormbolt onto White Mane. Good damage onto Death Knight here, but not good enough to find a kill. Top lane Fort Front Gate has taken significant damage as Genji leaves. Oh, Muradin may be flanking. Umbral Bind pulls Junkrat in. He's got a Concussion Mine to be able to get away here. Condemned from the Johanna. She doesn't go Subdue level 4. She's got the Eternal Retaliation. Got the Blow 'em Up level 1 as well as the Boom Pow level 4 for Junkrat. Pinned down for Maev at level 4. No stacks on that. Shuriken Mastery picking up a nice couple extra in that top lane. Gul'dan checks the bush, discovers a Johanna, picking up 15th stack of the 30 on that Pursuit of Flame for the 10% radius increase.
Keep our prison camp from being captured and get our soldiers out of the horde.
30 seconds of channel time. 2 jailers to defend for the first objective. Second is 40 seconds with 3 jailers. And third and onward is going to be 4 jailers and 50 seconds of channel time. Top lane Fort Front Gate has mostly been taken out. I guess I'd say all of it's been taken out except for this little side wall. Doesn't provide any experience, but does give a little bit of vision. You can actually see right here that little vision radius on the edge. Oil Slick into the bush. No flank coming out as Death Knight is floating up here. Stukov does take down the Junkrat in mid lane. I thought we'd have a fight in top. My apologies. Missed that out as Maev was helping out, so it's a little 2v1 on Junkrat in mid. Does get picked off. Null Pack camps are going to crash here, but right side will be cleared out a little bit quicker. Twin Flames out. Oh, wait, hold on. Muradin Dwarf tosses in. Umbral Bind onto Sven. Can they take down the Blaze? Is there a Staggering Blow from Hogger? Jet Propulsion allows him to get away. He heals up a little bit. Staggering Blow into the wall. That's a Stormbolt, and that should be a kill onto Sven. Muradin Dwarf tosses in and finds the second kill for his allies, bolstering that experience by a little bit as Genji does get the objective channel started. But I think Hogger should be able to delay this out. Genji will have a couple delays. Or is one. There's 2. There's a Junkrat delay. Steel Trap. No Chattering Teeth, by the way. Another Concussion Mine. Murden Dwarf tosses in. Objective phase. 10 seconds of channel time left here. This Jailer is caught by the Steel Trap, was just standing still. Stukov gets the delay. When a hero channels, it does stall. When the Jailer's channel, it doesn't delay out the objective timer. But they can deny. They can shut down the objective timer as Jet Propulsion from Blaze does not connect. Ultralisk is up here. Swift Strike in. Staggering Blow not connecting. Oil Slick slowing down this Augur, but he's fine. The tower shots zone Sven back for a moment. And Johanna checking this camp with some shield glares. I think it was leashed because I do see a little bit of... There was a chunk of HP off of that one Null Pack minion. Jet Propulsion from Blaze once again allowing him to disengage. As 10 talent here almost here for both sides. 2-1 in kills favoring the side of Three-Legged Cat. As much as I'm sure these teams want to watch the Euro finals, I'm sure they also want to punch their ticket to the playoffs next weekend. And I don't think Three-Legged Cat are going to go down without a fight in this map number 3 in this best-of-5 series. But, on that note, top lane fort getting real low. Constant pressure applied. Murden trying to get the channel here. Delayed once by Junkrat. Steel Trap in the bush. Discovers Maiev. Concussion Mine pushes her back as well. Horrify, Avatar, Flailing Swipes, Containment Disc, and Shockwave. On the opposing side, X-Strike, Riptire, Scarlet Aegis, Bless Shield, and Bunker. Scarlet Aegis activated, Horrify from Gul'dan. There's a Hogger, beautiful bounce through a few enemies. Nano so very low, does go down. Now Death Knight, is he picked off by Murden? Mopsio turns around and says, maybe I should just go for these other 2 heroes. Hogger will be traded, though. So 1-for-1. Genji on the left-hand side did get the channel. Extract from Genji almost takes down High Rate. The Jet Propulsion will connect, but the Swift Strike does. And now Genji dives in. That's a lot of damage onto Drak. The deflect! I can't believe it. I thought that was a dead Gul'dan. We have Stukov falling in mid lane to the Nexus Forces. As Gul'dan chases onto Ultralisk. Gets one hit. Uh-oh. No, we're fine. Alright, the Horde Cavalry moving in through our lanes. Vinland Raiders continue pressure along the lanes. Lays Genji in top lane. Murden lands the Stormbolt. Johanna pushing up bottom currently. She does have the Conviction as well as that Eternal Retaliation level 4 and 7. Genji takes down the fort in top lane finally. Or I guess the first fort to fall will be in top lane. Johanna should be clear. The bottom lane wave should be cleared out. So they want this kill. Whitemane's just hanging around the corner here. So bottom fort will be saved. Riptire goes fishing from Junkrat. Should get minions, damage onto the fort, some damage onto Gul'dan. Lay's still pushing top lane hard. Heavy push into top lane. Decent minion wave. Hoggers made the rotation up. A lot of blue members will show in the bottom lane in a moment. They're kind of float between mid-bottom area. Shin Gun level 13, getting some extra siege right there. Gonna see Genji getting his reset on Shurikens as he finished out that Shuriken mastery, and using the Cyber Agility gives him a refresh onto his Shurikens, right? Yeah, Cyber Agility now refunds 3 charges. That's right, that's right. Had to double check for a moment. 13 talent here for both sides. In just a second, we have a sliver of HP, of experience to go on the left side. Three-Legged Cat. Even talent here. We got that Fell Armor for Gul'dan. Rampant Hellfire level 16 will be a big pickup. I think it's Pummel for the Hogger, as well as more Fan of Knives for Maiev. Bladed Armor. Virulent Reaction on our Stukov, as well as that Murden with the Bronzebeard Rage. Umbra-Blind on the Sven. Does he have a bunker? Yes, he does. Gonna get hit with a staggering blow. Shockwave, Horrify. They want this kill, and it will be found. Genji, meanwhile, doing Genji things in top lane, but this mid lane fort should go down. Maybe. Hogger was gonna Hearth out to go save top lane, but it seems like he's gonna stick around to help with the siege into mid. Riptire from Junkrat will not get a ton of value here. And that's a nice fort pickup. Meanwhile, though, Genji in this top lane. Maiev will Hearth out to go deal with him. And, I mean, Genji gets more than 50% of this.
Looks like we're gonna have another prison camp to knock down.
Unfortunate. No kill onto Genji. Second objective is here. Bottom lane fort will fall since so many people had rotated up to top to defend. Oh, Vinland Raiders controlling the macro here pretty well. A level lead for our red side team. Hogger doesn't get the bounce he's looking for, cancels it early. Muradin Dwarf tosses in. He's chasing in, but the concussion mine says no more for this engagement. And Genji continues to proxy top lane. Yo, big scary duck. Good morning, bud. Hey, this might be a 3-0 best of 5. Can you wake up Tatsuki? I'm just kidding. I hope you're doing well, bud. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. I'm excited to play some Mario Party with you soon. We'll see. We'll see. It's Alterac, but, I mean, the series has been really Vinland Raiders leaning. Concussion mine. Muradin's able to dwarf toss back to safety. Blessed Hammers are spinning around. I hate calling series, but I mean, honestly, Vinland Raiders, they are itching to be that 4th team to make it into the playoffs next weekend. And next weekend, by the way, all games are best of 5s. We have a double elimination bracket. Saturday stream next weekend starts at 7 a.m. PDT. And then Sunday stream starts at 6 a.m. So I'll be getting up a little bit earlier on Sunday because I love you all so very much. Top lane keep is still saved. Objective phase got a little bit of channel time. Muradin locked in place, I believe. Yep, white main. She actually went into the subjugation, but she went harsh discipline instead at level 16. Riptire denied by a containment disc. Now Muradin has to activate Avatar. He's in a really rough spot. Able to dwarf launch away. And the big thing to note is that this Gul'dan now has Rampant Hellfire, which is huge. Meanwhile, though, Genji, he's going to take down top lane keep. And the hard part about this is constant Reaver pressure. Constant Reaver minions into top lane. So you do have maybe a rotation onto the Johanna here. Stormbolt to her face. Muradin trying to body block. Gul'dan landing tons of Fell Flames here with that Rampant Hellfire. The damage is pretty good. The Horrify from Gul'dan doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. As Blaze, Juggernaut plating was activated. Shockwave, Sven getting low. Fan of Knives finds the kill. Maev in bottom lane does go down just off our screen, and it's a triple kill for the side of Three-Legged Cat. I will need to wake her up when we ready. I'm not in a rush, but if you guys want to start earlier, that, I mean, it works out for me. I definitely don't think this series is going to be going till 1, 2 o'clock my time. I put a big buffer in there, but as I also said, like, I can do other stuff until then, but if y'all are awake and ready to go earlier than we discussed, then that's cool. If not, that's still cool too. I don't mind. You've been playing some Beat Saber? Nice. Did you do Crab Rave? That's the real question of the day. Did you do Crab Rave? The objective phase does go over to the side of Three-Legged Cat. See, here's the thing. I'm caster cursing it. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a 3-0 series and blah blah blah. We're caster cursing it so that way we get more maps. That's the direction I've had into mentally. Massive wave, by the way, in mid. A Reaver minion plus the null pack and the objective. Fairly strong. Maev is gonna go manage top lane. I really like this call. The top lane won't win. The objective or the core still has 40 armor, as you can see right here. There's a little breakdown on the left-hand side. 40 spell and physical armor. But, on average, you need 2 keeps down to win a game. Bottom lane wave is cleared out by Genji. Maev pushes up onto the top lane fort. I'd love to see this disengaged and then take the top lane fort down to at least alleviate some of that null pack pressure. Or the Reaver minion pressure. Concussion Mine moves the Muradin around. Containment disc going out, but no one connected. There's a Shockwave, but Cleanse from Whitemane with the intercession. Riptire from Junkrat gets the dismount and some damage onto Mopsio. Meanwhile, back in mid lane, the fight is kind of continuing here. Muradin out of the fight for a moment will have some healing. He didn't go third win level 1. Hogger gets a nice bounce out. Mopsio heals to nearly 50%. Gonna land a Stormbolt here onto Skog, who doesn't have... Okay, Iron Skin did come off a cooldown. Genji jumps in. The Horrify from Gul'dan does connect onto the White Mane. A lot of damage from High Wraith, but also a very low Maiev. Death Knight on the right. White Mane maybe picked off. Gul'dan taken down by Genji. The Flailing Swipes come out a little too late. Staggering Blow takes down the Johanna. Meanwhile, White Mane being dove on by Mopsio, who's just body blocking Death Knight to oblivion. Hogger gets a fantastic bounce, and that'll be White Mane going down. It's a 2-for-1 favoring the crew of Three-Legged Cat as Genji looks to harass. Umbral Bind not connecting. I do believe that that's the kind of reddish glow on the glaive right there that you're seeing is the Umbral Bind activated. But I do believe we have a boss for top lane. Top fort did go down, and yeah. No Horrify from Gul'dan. He used it earlier. Also, Gul'dan is dead for 22 more seconds. I save Crab Ray for when you show up. Oh, you're too sweet. You feel attacked. Don't feel attacked. I didn't mean to attack you by any means. Just memeing around. Level 20s are here. We got the anger management for our Hogger, as well as the Shadow Orb Huntress. Controlled Chaos, Rewind. Gul'dan's considering his level 20. Maybe he goes Demonic Circle for safety. But Haunt is so good. 1 second duration increase, armor debuff. We also will be seeing Burn Notice for Blaze. No interrupt onto Genji in time. Oh my god, the staggering blow was like a quarter second too late. Boss is going to crash into top lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies are going to be seen in this top lane, so that's an easy call for a double boss. It is going to be Haunt level 20 for Gul'dan. As I mentioned, Burn Notice for Blaze, Radiating Phase, Scarlet Crusade, Riptire, Extra Oomph upgrade, and Living Weapon for the Genji. So boss goes through bottom lane. There will be maybe a few seconds of channel time on this objective, but it's not going to be given away to the enemies. And Three-Legged Cat, they're rallying. They're looking for it. They want this map 4. I mean, I want a map 4 super bad as well. 36 seconds left to go on the channel on the left-hand side. 50 to go on the right. Junkrat with a couple pokes here and there. Concussion Mine to get over here to this camp to put some pressure into mid lane. 1 Shield Glare for a delay. Healing Pathogen spread around. Muradin steps up with a Stormbolt into Johanna. Weighted Pustule connects onto Skog. Genji in bottom lane working on the boss that is pushing up onto the keep. Genji is seen away from his team, but obviously there's no step up from Vinland Raiders, and it looks like Three-Legged Cat aren't going to go fishing for a fight. Top lane wave still crashing in, but as I mentioned, there's still 2 keeps available here. Delay onto the objective from Blaze. Looks like with Genji leaving bottom, this will be a call to just clear out the waves, get a little bit of control. Mopsio caught out here, maybe activates the Avatar. Concussion Mine moves him over to the enemies, and Mopsio lands a Stormbolt. He Dwarf tosses away, Lurking Arm from Stukov, canceled early, as the Containment Disc from Maiev. No, that was a Blessed Shield from the Johanna actually going out. Containment Disc was used, extra Oomph, Flailing Swipe pushes it back. Objective starts channeling once again. Oh no! Final cut from Genji. Gets the last little bit of damage, and Maiev does go down. And wave crashes into top. This looks like objective phase given away. Yeah, there's that final cut. After 1 second, Swift Strike deals an additional 285 damage. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Three-Legged Cat. You had a shining moment, but it's starting to fall away. 6 to 9 in kills, as Vinland Raiders channel what could be the final objective for this map. Hogger clears out another wave in top really quickly. This is looking scary. This is looking sketchy. So, Gul'dan has decent wave clear. Muradin Avatar about to be available. All heroics are actually available. Maiev is going to respawn here in 4 seconds. Here comes the objective push through mid. Gul'dan just going to drop a bunch of Fell Flames as quickly as possible. Johanna tanking a bit of this damage. Objective in mid already down to 50%, but the keep front gate is already being reduced to rubble. Now, while the enemy goes to bottom to clear, actually, they actually already have Maev down here, so never mind. I was going to say, the moment the enemy goes to bottom lane, Vinland Raiders can step up and take down this keep, but it doesn't look like Gul'dan will allow that. Top lane objective will crash on the core, but the core will clear out most of that. It'll probably drop down to a third of its HP, which is a little sketchy, but there's a Blessed Shield to initiate. Jet Propulsion follows up from Blaze. Horrified from Gul'dan pushes the enemies in the wrong direction, but there's going to be a Stormbolt into... Oh my god, the CC onto the white main. She goes down. Maev looking for the Fan and Knife, resets. Muradin Dwarf launching in, trying to take down Nano, who is able to get the Concussion Mine out. Meanwhile, the objective is getting decent damage onto the core, so it's going to drop down to a third of its HP. Johanna steps in, and there's no way. What are you... Skog, what are you doing? Skog, you can't deal 5k damage as a Johanna here, dude. Oh, that is giga unfortunate for Skog. That is giga unfortunate. Oh, Genji comes in. One more Fel Flame would have got the kill, but it's not going to be found. Awkward. Very awkward. They don't get the kill. The core won't fall. Going to heal back up to full. Woo-wee. Boss and top is available. Boss and bottom, 45 seconds to go on that timer. White main up in 8 seconds. Horrified from Gul'dan up in 17. And I do believe the enemy did see this rotation to top, I think, through the minion wave. I want to say they did. Looking like we're going to have a priority call for bottom lane. Let's take a look here and see what we got on the minimap. Genji shows, Johanna shows, Junkrat shows. Do they Hearth out or they... Okay, so Genji and crew, they're going to look to take down this keep in bottom lane, and I think the rotation or even the Hearths are going to be taking too long. Maybe.
More of our soldiers.
Sven Hearth's back. It looks like the bottom lane keep will be saved, but it's down to 20 or so %. Boss and bottom is up in 7. Maev is going to go manage mid. Ooh, it's a tense map number 3 here, chat. It is a tense one. So Blaze shows in top lane. Let's see. Vision for our blue squad. Blaze shows. Maev is going to let that camp clear out from the keep. Augur with a vertical bounce. Enemy team, they're just going for mid keep. Okay, we're gonna see the Hearths out from Muradin already. They want to finish this objective. They will be able to do so. And then I think we're gonna see. Oh no. It's just a quick mid lane keep to be taken down. All right. So boss and bottom is going to confirm keep down here. Top lane boss almost gets the keep. Oh, is this an all-in? Are we all-in? Oh, they're all in on this. I think they want to just try and win. I think three-legged cat, they're going for it. Containment just goes fishing. No one caught. Umbral Bind does pull someone. I think it was Ultralisk, who is going to be able to Swift Strike away. Riptire from Junkrat. Mopsio activates the Avatar. Riptire got almost a full reset. Jet Propulsion from Blaze says hello to Muradin. Mopsio getting hit with that subjugation. Augur looking for a bounce. The Blessed Shield going out. The Shockwave into the enemy team. One Flailing Swipe. High Rate is trying to get out of here and is going to be healed by Stukov in time. The Flailing Swipes do come out, and now the disengage is called. The core will not fall, but Genji, can he get a kill? Nope. Looks like High Wraith is the lowest member and will be able to back away here. Meanwhile, the boss is going to get some damage onto this, but Drekthar will heal back up to full after he takes down the Jungle Grave Golem, or whatever it's called actually on the stats. Oh my god, chat. It's a tense one. It's intense. 10-6 in kills, 24-24 in our levels. Objective phase, I believe this is the 4th of the game, up and available on the lower side of our map. Boss and top, 2-minute 28 away. Alright, sorry. A little bit of allergy still kicking my butt today. Can mules heal the core here? You don't need them. Like, I see what you're asking. I've never seen it attempted. I don't think it would, because it's technically not a structure, so I think the interaction wouldn't work out. It is still a building? Okay, I've never seen anyone call a mule down to heal the core. I've never seen that before. Like, I know you can do it on other maps, but the cores have a natural healing ability on this map, if you did not know. That's why, you know, he was down to like a third of his HP and then healed it back up after returning to the center. Boss and top, 1 minute 37. Boss and bottom, 2 minute 35. Uh-oh, Genji's... Gul'dan's dead. Wait a minute. Horrified. No, nope. That's the beginning of the end, I do believe. Unless they get a kill into Blaze, that'd be pretty huge. Little counter kill. Cleanse from White Mane. Gul'dan dead for 54 seconds. Concussion Mine. Muradin, he gets the Avatar, but he's dead. No way. Launches away. Containment disc onto the Blaze. 45 seconds on Blaze on Gul'dan's death timer. Holy heck. Mopsio healing up a little bit here. Null pack in mid. Null pack from both sides is up and available. They're going for this fight. Hogger's discovered on the tops of this. Yeah, he has to Joro toss away. Genji, rewind. It's really sketchy for Mopsio right there. Hogger gets a bounce through the enemies. Flailing swipes out from Stukov. See some pings onto Captain Rex, but still has one stack on his controlled chaos. If this objective phase goes over to Vinland Raiders, I do believe they can win off of this. Concussion Mine on the point. Hogger gets blasted away. Containment disc. Blaze is not going to be able to grab this. Hogger looks for a bounce off the enemies. 20 seconds to go on channel time. Turns around, gets the jet propulsion to the face of Hogger. Gul'dan's back from death. Bless shield from Johanna, Radiating Faith. Here comes a Riptire. Should get one reset off the enemies. Another Riptire coming through. Hogger with a bounce. He's just bouncing around, having a good old time. Riptire only gets hit with, oh my god, 6.6 seconds. It's not over, but there is, these Reavers could end. Those Reavers could end. Horrified from Gul'dan! Horrified from Gul'dan! Genji gets blasted into the corner. The spin is good! The spin is good! Oh my god, no way. Oh my god, no way. Containment disc onto White Mane. Reaver minions over here. They're being cleared out by Vandar. They're going in on Genji, or on oh my god, no way. Oh my god, there's a massive wave in bottom. Death timers are pretty long. Blaze, Junkrat, and Johanna to defend. They're calling for mid-keep or top? Or are they just going core? Mopsio wants core here. But did he step up a little too fast? Tanking a whole heck load of damage. 42 seconds on Avatar. Hogger bouncing in. Flailing swipes coming out. Riptire from Junkrat gets the reset. Murda gets the Stormbolt immediately, interrupting the second one. Minions, Reaver minions, and everything are taking down mid lane keep. It's looking like it's doable. It's looking like it's plausible. We're going to be heading into a map number 4. GG. Well played. Three-legged cat. Keep the series alive. It ain't over yet, chat. It ain't over yet. Three-legged cat takes map number 4. Map number 3. We're heading into a map 4. This series is alive. It's rocking and rolling. And anybody else? You hear that noise? Sounds like a bunch of brooms sweeping across the floor. Sounds like a bunch of brooms. Welcome back, everybody. Map number 4 in this best of 5 series in the lower bracket final. The members of Three-Legged Cat have just taken a map off of Vinland Raiders, who have been on an absolute dominant tear today. But right now, we'll see, can the members of Vinland Raiders shut it down and take a 3-1 series, or will the sweeping continue, and does Three-Legged Cat take us to the ever-so-sought-after map number 5? We're here in Tomb of the Spider Queen, Three-Legged Cat on the left, Vinland Raiders on the right, and a disappointment to start out the draft. My disappointment is measurable. It is measurable once again, and it is measured in the ban of Cho'Gall. Blaze is finally banned away. Holy hell, it only took 7 maps to ban away Blaze. It only took 6 maps to ban away Blaze today. I can't believe it. Lucio will not be in the house. Maev won't be either. First pick goes over the side of Vinland Raiders. What do they want? It's Tomb of the Spider Queen. Mephisto is really strong. You have Chromie is not too bad. On what scale of disappointment measure that is? From no Cho'Gall to Cho'Gall being banned. That's the scale. First pick Jahan on the right-hand side. Alright, what do the members of Three-Legged Cat want to do? The Gul'dan in last game was absolutely fantastic. I would really like to see another Gul'dan from the side of Three-Legged Cat. They had wonderful wave clear with it, good team fighting, the Pursuit of Flame build with Rampant Hellfire, as I mentioned. That Rampant Hellfire level 16 was a huge turning of tables, but that's a Chromie pick with the Diablo, okay? Chromie Diablo, not a bad start. Brightwing is up and available if Vinland Raiders want to head that direction. So what kind of draft are we looking at here? Chromie Diablo could look for just a lot of CC to keep people in place. Haka's not awful on this map. It's not his greatest place, but he does get some value. Leoric will be prioritized, okay, with a Rhaegar as well. Rhaegar Ancestral, no healing debuff from the left-hand side, but we could see things like Ana, Deckard, not Rhaegar. Kerrigan banned away. That is an Ultralisk special for a map like this. Could see Kira, but Ultralisk is one of the few people to play Kira. I'm never really sold on a Kira draft, but with Ultralisk, maybe. I did run it a bunch in CCL, and it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't awful. Like, as I said, I think Ultras is one of the few people that can run my Kira, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's see how it works out. Last ban, probably Healer, and I get rid of the Anduin. That makes a lot of sense. But I think Brightwing is still going to be the priority. I don't hate the Stukov either. Like, Stukov is was really, really fun in the last one. I completely misheard that and thought you said horny Diablo. It is a horny Diablo. He's got horns. Look at his portrait thing. He's got giant horns across his, like, right here. How you doing, Harkin? Good to see you, bud. Quiz666. Thanks for the follow. Very metal. Very metal. They're the tiniest little horns. I was actually listening to a bunch of Ghost lately. They need wave clear, they need damage. Hanzo Genji? Mephisto Hanzo, okay. What do they use to round out this draft? I don't hate the idea of a Zeratul. The Zeratul would be really, really good for bursting down Hanzo Mephisto. Falstad's not a bad pickup either. You get hammering. It gives you boss control. Like, if you go Q build with Falstad, you also get the armor debuff, the spell armor debuff, which is good for Chromie. They're gonna go Sylvanas for the push power amplification. I don't think this is a mind control game. I feel like this would be Wailing Arrow to shut things down and be able to chase in with Diablo. Alright, chat, I'm gonna go ahead and get us a Twitch prediction. Hopefully this is not the final game of the day, but it could be. We'll see if Vinland Raiders can take a victory here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, or will Three-Legged Cat move us into the ever so sought after map number 5. Let's get into it. I will start us up a prediction in just a moment. More eyebrows. Which team wins Tomb of the Spider Queen? Get your gambles in. Good to see you. I've missed watching you. Well, stop not watching me. Easy. GG. Next. Thank you, Freaky. You've been insanely busy? Well, I hope it's a good busy. I hope it's a good busy. Hope you're doing well. I am doing my best. I am doing my best as good as I can. Left side of the map with the brooms ready to go, trying to take us to the map 5 through Tomb of the Spider Queen. We've got Three-Legged Cat, High Wraith, Chromie, Captain Rex, Brightwing, Mopsio, Diablo, Menelor on your Urel, and we have a Drac, Sylvanas. Right side of the map, looking for a single map victory to punch the ticket to the playoffs next weekend, is Vinland Raiders. Skog, Johanna, Death Knight, Rhaegar, Nano on Mephisto. We'll see an Ultralisk, Hanzo, and Sven playing Leoric. All right, let's get a nice big gamble on this one, chat. Let's get a nice big gamble. As I said, could be the final map of the day, or could be what sets us up for a fun map number 5 in this best of 5 series. Urel goes in immediately with an Avenging Wrath, trying to put some pressure onto the enemies, but none to be found. Scatters from Hanzo, picking up a couple stacks, as Diablo does go into Spell Armor, level 1, that Soul Shield. Diablo chases down Leoric, gets the Shadow Charge into Overpower. Drac with the sustained damage, phase shift from Brightwing. They decide not to chase after the Leoric. I thought there was going to be a teleport activation, but Mephisto dives in, picking up a few more stacks on the Unyielding Power level 1. Probably see it Horde Skull as this build progresses. Captain Rex harassed a little bit by some Lightning Nova damage, but no kills to be found on either side. As Chromie soaks up top lane for the allies here. More Fire Stomps dropped out by Diablo. Can you do my best too? I'm too tired today. I don't think so, I'm sorry. I can only do one attempt at best. It's going to be the Overwhelming Affliction for Sylvanas, so we'll probably see Festering Wounds level 7 for that quick stack, triple stacking. Oh, an attempt on... Oh, this is a bit aggressive here. Leoric with a Wraith Walk in, has the slow, but no paralyzing rage level 4. Uriel with a Righteous Hammer, pushes back the enemies. Chromie throws down some deep breathing shots. Or Dragon Breath shots, sorry. Deep breathing is the level 1. 5 out of 20 stacks on that one already. Quarter of the way through that questing talent as mid lane Bruiser Camp is going to be pushed in. Siege Giants grab for the bottom lane. You had to try? Hey, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with trying. That's all we're all trying to do. Johanna steps up into the fort front gate with a Condemn. Mephisto trying to find a kill here, or at least weakening some health bars. There's a Righteous Hammer and a Sandblast will connect onto Mephisto. Chromie in top lane. Now Mephisto blinks in. Phase shift from Brightwing. She does have a Horror Anomaly, level 2, level 4. More time traps to be placed by Chromie. Oh, Spite Mephisto. Haunting Wave gets the Sylvanas out of mid. Diablo. Oh, Uriel should be able to get out of this alive. She does have Dauntless level 1. And Diablo drops a Fire Stomp. Mopsio will get some souls off of that. Does have the Soul to Flame level 4. Chromie has the Morbius Loop. No delay onto Diablo's Hearth, but he actually cancels it early. Waiting for the Uriel. Shadow charges through that Regeneration Globe, healing up a little bit. Maybe an attempt onto Brightwing in top lane. Mephisto and Johanna step up here. Captain Rex gets dropped to 75% HP. Available turn in on the right-hand side as more gems have been picked up by the crew of Vinland Raiders. Phase shift from Brightwing again. Captain Rex seemingly using this phase shift off of cooldown. The hyper shift applying a faster cooldown too. That hyper shift with minions dying around. Sylvanas gets chunked a little bit. So is Mopsio. The Red Web Weavers will descend 3.5 minutes in. Any other gamblers in chat? We got a 7K to 8K gamble so far. Prediction will close probably by the time you're hearing me say this, or maybe a little bit after. So maybe if you want to eke in a nice chunky channel point. Maybe the Red Web Weavers descending first is going to be a selling factor for you. I don't know. Sylvanas going to start autoing through this wave. She does have the Unstable Poison level 4 on that Shadow Dagger, so wave clear shouldn't be too bad for her. Mid lane opened up a little bit from earlier siege from that Bruiser Camp, and Mephisto Johanna stepping in. Speaking of Mephisto, he jumps in with a Lightning Nova, throws down a Skull Missile, has 30 out of the 40 stacks, so he's working his way quite quickly through Unyielding Power. Sylvanas plays to the north side of this lane, playing a little bit safe, no one freeing Harrison Jones. Diablo gets the phase shift from Brightwing. Hanzo finishes out Scatter level 1, 4.5 minutes in. Web Weavers will expire. Web Weavers are available to the left side team. Shadow Charge to initiate onto Ultralisk here, but Mopsio has no friends to step up with him. The Fire Stomp heals up a little bit. It was a little sketchy there for a moment. As Chromie and Uriel will go ahead and turn in a good chunky amount of channel points. Where's there? Or not channel points, sorry. The gems. 12 from Mopsio. Actually, those will not be turned in here. Fire Stomp. Johanna activates the Iron Skin. Ultralisk looking to poke onto the enemy team. Mephisto jumping out of the fort front gate safety with that Shade. Scatters will discover Diablo in the bush. Oh, 15 stacks for the Chromie as we cycle through the other numbers. 10 Talent here is going to be at the top of your screen in just a moment. A little bit of siege earlier on, favoring the members of Three-Legged Cat. as Chromie has Temporal Loop picked up at level 10, not utilized yet. I thought I heard it go out, but I think that was the time trap being placed, was the audio I heard. Bandit can summon web weavers. I think... God, please no. Please don't summon giant mechanical spiders in my house. Nice collision into the wall. Mephisto jumps in to try and help out Sven, but Sven is getting chunked. The Righteous Hammer might have saved Sven, and I kind of did. Meanwhile, though, Nano's being turned on. He doesn't have a shade location, and he does go down. First blood over to the side of Three-Legged Cat as Mopsio goes and zones those gems for a moment. Those will fall away as Sylvanas gets the turn in. She had exactly the gems needed for the summoning of these web weavers. Alright, so we have Ardent Defender, Blink Heal, Temporal Loop, which is already picked, Wailing Arrow, Lightning Breath. On the opposing side, Mephisto with the Not Unspeakable Horror, Durance of Hate, Entomb, Ancestral, Dragon's Arrow, and Blessed Shield. There's that Durance onto Yrel. She gets the Ardent Defender activated. Diablo coming down into bottom lane. Mephisto's done with his level 1, so he also has the additional Skull Missile on top of the 100 extra damage. Lightning Breath activated by Diablo. The Wailing Arrow, that's a really good Ancestral in time. An EU arrow from top lane that misses. Who would have thought? Chromie gets the kill onto Hanzo as he was lining that one up. Johanna finishes sub-done. And it will be Hanzo Sylvanas traded. And no kill onto Johanna. Usually when she finishes subdue, she's getting picked off from the mispositioning, but not going to be the case. Traded Assassins. Let's take a look and see the gem count. 43 out of 55, and this will be 55 plus for the side of Vinland Raiders after this wave is picked up here. Orc floating around. Speaking of floating, Brightwing just above, clearing out the minion wave. Yrel's gonna turn in 12 gems really quickly. Delay around the objective here. Who's got the turn in? So pretty much everyone but Hanzo and Mephisto. Everyone but Hanzo Mephisto as Mopsio gets chunked, but the phase shift from Brightwing comes through. Spell armor was activated. That's soul armor. Yrel did get that batch of gems turned in. Uh-oh, Mopsio almost getting caught out right there. Durance of Hate will find the Diablo. He's getting chunked heavily. That's a great Entomb from Leoric. Temporal Loop onto Leoric as we have Mephisto getting the kill onto Sylvanas. Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo, I think, was utilized. Diablo Souls will be consumed. Captain Rex wants to pick up some gems and will be able to blink away. Rhaegar with the Purge onto Chromie, slowing her down. Death Knight biting some booties, but no booties eviscerated here, as this will be a couple kills in the Diablo and Sylvanas. Souls, as I mentioned, consumed on that Black Soulstone. But here's a big moment from Mephisto. He's going to have at Horde Skull level 13. And that's some really, really good damage potential. Chromie's got her level 13 timeout already. Diablo and Yrel finishing out this camp. Vinland Raiders, they want to get some they want to get some big old structure damage here. Drac? Nah, not going to activate the teleport. I thought Drac would try and chase down the Leoric, or burn down the Leoric. Burst down the Leoric. That's the word I was looking for. More Fire Stomps out from Diablo. Just clearing out. Oh, okay, good Entomb. Brightwing able to back away. A Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. The Durance of Fate connecting. Soothing Mist from Brightwing activated as well. Mopsio so low, doesn't have the souls, and he won't be picked off though. Sven taking too many tower shots. Gets the Ancestor healing in time. Top fort does go down. Mid to be picked off as well here. Diablo lands the Shadow Charge. Johanna gets the Iron Skin activated, but the Lightning Breath is starting to cook up this Paladin. And no kill onto Skog. The Dragon's Arrow creates some space. Captain Rex with 19 HP is able to back away. And Sven does die finally. They finally get the kill onto Leoric. That's like the 4th attempt in this game. There was one at like sub 1 minute that almost found that. Diablo Shadow charges in. Nano goes out with a Shade. Temporal Loop onto Nano as well. Hanzo jumps in, trying to pressure onto Chromie. There was a Durance of Hate thrown out, but no connection onto the enemies. Braze down the Leoric. Leoric would make a great bone broth, don't you think? Like, you invite Leoric over, it's like, hey, let's jump in the hot tub. Don't mind me putting all the seasoning and vegetables in here as well. Don't mind that. And by hot tub, I mean a giant pot that I have put over a flame. How come there's no chlorine in here? Ah, it's a natural way. Blessed Shield starts this out, a Dragon's Arrow to follow. High rate's so very low. Diablo comes in with the Shadow Charge, creating some space. The Temporal Loop onto Death Knight, as that will pull him back into play. Though this Urel on the right-hand side should go down. I don't think she doesn't have Ardent Defender. She's definitely dead. Hanzo Ultralisk will be able to get decent damage. Entomb from Leoric finds the Sylvanas. She doesn't have a Haunting Wave to get out, and that will be a double kill for the side of Vinland Raiders, who chase down the Diablo. Purge from the Rhaegar slows. Beautifully done. That's a triple kill with no Diablo souls to be resetting, and that's boss plus Webweaver easily. Do I also get in the pot? I don't want any flesh. I don't want any fleshy flavors in my stew. I'll just pretend the whole time to be catering to Leoric's needs, you know? Oh, would you like, I don't know, what does Leoric drink? I mean, he's a skeleton. Like, if he drinks something, it just kind of doesn't really work out. I'll bring him a charcuterie board, but it's all stuff like vegetables and stuff. So when he chews it, it falls through his bones, but it's like I don't have to sit there and cut it up. He's just chewing it for me, you know? Easy. We'll just have to make sure that Leoric brushes his teeth before chomping all that vegetables. Anyways, my weird side story aside, let's see what we got going on. Diablo, full on souls, 16 to 17 in levels, 3 to 6 in kills, and Vinland Raiders with a massive push into top lane. If things go well, this could be a game-winning push. Let's see how it unfolds here, as Leoric is going to push up mid lane. Bottom lane fort is going to go down from the Webweaver summon, and this is fantastic. But it looks like disengage is called. They're going to go for a mid lane keep front gate, as the top lane Webweaver and boss will be cleared away. Not getting the keep here. Bottom lane fort did go down, and Tomb from Leoric finds Diablo. Wraith walk out from Leoric. Mopsio. Endurance of Hate cannot connecting. The Blessed Shield does, though. Mopsio so very low, and the Shield Glare with the help of Hanzo takes down Diablo. Souls to be expended. Wailing Arrow, unfortunately, goes out as the Righteous Hammer connects, pushing people away. Sylvanas getting the heals from Brightwing. And this, oh my god, that scatter was terrifying. Lightning Breath from Diablo, right underneath a lot of heroes, but you know what? They say, Diablo, you don't have souls. We're just going to go ahead and take you down. As I said, this could be a game-winning push, and I don't know, bottom lane keep will fall. Diablo dead for 34, Sven low. Rhaegar chomps onto the butt of Urel, and she's picked off. Ardent Defender on 108 on cooldown. Now Sylvanas. Johanna will be picked up, but there's the Sylvanas caught inside the Entomb. It's a lone Chromie to defend. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be the beginning of the end here.
Team kill!
And what a way to wrap it up here in map number 4. Vinland Raiders will be entering into the playoffs here, unless they want to take down Diablo once again. Okay, they'll take down Diablo one more time.
Team kill!
GG, well played. That is going to be Vinland Raiders making their way into the playoffs. And you know what, chat? We're not done streaming. We still got more fun for all of you.